thank you very much to Mr. Kenta, to all the officials, technical officials who are here, and to all the athletes. I'm not here to bore with speeches. Today it's about competition. And my duty is just to come and welcome you, all of you, to Nelson Mandela Bay and express our excitement at us hosting this prestigious event as a city of Nelson Mandela Bay. We are very happy with what we are hearing that has happened. Some good times that we are told that the swimmers have had, and we hope that for the next coming days, more of that will come. What excites us about Mr. Kenda about the swimming is that if you look at the future of the South African Olympics, you will know that this is where, as a country, we get most of our medals. So we want to see as many athletes as possible competing and eventually qualifying for the Olympics, because that is where our hopes are as a country. And we want to wish you all, we might be on level 1, but COVID is still a factor in the Nelson Mandela Bay, South Africa, and globally. So as much as we are enjoying ourselves and competing, let us not forget to observe COVID-19 protocols. I wish you all everything of the best, and thank you very much for the opportunity, and welcome to Nelson Mandela Bay. Thank you.
All right, a big thank you to our Deputy Mayor Buyeye, and we appreciate he's given the time to come and join us here this evening and to welcome you. Without further ado, let's get on to the task at hand, and that is swimming.
Back. It is day 3, the evening session taking place here in Schoenmaker. Great words there from Sonono Beye, who is the deputy mayor here in Schoenmaker. And yeah, great to see him present, as well as many of the competitors in the stands. But more importantly, the competitors about to take to the water. We've got about 17 events by my count tonight, so it's a busy evening. Here at the swimming champs, the SA Nationals for Olympic and Paralympic qualifiers. So the first one about to get underway, it will be the women's 200 freestyle. Some exciting events taking place. And with me, back after plenty of demand, he wasn't here this morning, and where there were outcries, people were complaining, where is Theo Verster? We want him back. Well, the good news is he's sitting right next to me. Theo, welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me back. Super excited for tonight's racing. There's some big races coming up.
Yeah, really are some great races. Having a look there, women's 200 free, the men's 200 free. We go over to the Paralympic qualifiers, the finals, 100 fly. We move over to breaststroke. Then we've got 50 freestyle, and it just keeps on going. And we finish off with 50 free. So yeah, plenty of action taking place. And yeah, you must be excited. You must be particularly excited with what took place today, this morning. Albeit there were heats, but still some very special results.
Absolutely. The para guys did some really good swims. We had 2 world records, one official, one not official, and South African record. So we're super excited with what's to come tonight. So, yes.
Oh man, we really can't wait. Going through the lineup now of the swimmers that are going to be taken to the water. We've got Tasman Robson, Amika Diaka, Trinity Hearn, Georgia Nell, Emma Frank, Lee McMorrin, Tori Earl, and Marine Norkia. It is the women's 200 freestyle, and it's going to be a goodie. So 4 laps of the pool. And away they go into the water. First up, Georgianelle, very good start from her, followed by Emma Frank. Trinity Hearn just outside. It is Georgianelle to watch out for. Daughter of Annette Cowley, did you know?
Indeed.
And Annette Cowley, of course, a legend in her own right, one of the fantastic swimmers to emerge from this country, as of many. Great to hear Tsonono Beyeye, Deputy Mayor, speak about how important swimming is for South Africa with regards to a medal tally. Usually, the most successful collection of medals comes from swimming.
That's correct, and we carry that all the way through to the Paras. We've been very successful on both Olympic and Paralympic side, and I think that's what we draw to a conclusion, is that we train hard and we win all the medals when it's presented.
Okay, so as things stand at the moment, Georgianelle is out in front, just ahead of Emma Frank. Georgianelle will reach the halfway stage first, and she makes the turn. Impressive stuff there from Georgianelle. But watch out on her outside. Emma Frank coming through nicely. Emma Frank, in fact, going ahead, it looks like. And we've got Trinity Hearn on the outside. But right now, it could be Emma Frank that has taken the lead. Only just. And then, as I say, that's also looking very, very good, Trinity Hearn. So Trinity Hearn, Georgianelle, and Emma Frank as they come to the final touch before they go for the home stretch. But, geez, look at this pull away from Trinity Hearn. Very impressive.
Yeah, she had a tremendous 200 fly last night, and we could see that she's got the finishing on the last 50, so we can see that happening again tonight.
Okay, so here we are for the home stretch of this, the opening event of the finals this evening in Quebec, day 3 of the SA Swimming Champs. And look at Trinity Hearn pulling away brilliantly in this, the 200 free. Look at her go. She will not be caught. It really is a battle for second place at the moment. Trinity Hearn continues, powers away. The record held by Corin Prinsloo, and yeah, that won't be threatened, but Trinity Hearn getting to the wall first, and over in lane 6, second place going to Lee McMorrin. So yeah, Trinity Hearn followed by Lee McMorrin and Tori Earl rounding off the top 3. So surprising there, it wasn't from 4-5, but lane 3 grabbing the win.
Absolutely, I think that 200 fly last night showed us that she's got the power in the last 100, and she obviously proved it tonight by putting on the afterburners as soon as she turned at the 100-meter mark.
Okay, so here we have confirmation of those results again. Look at that column on the right-hand side, not the one on the left. Left signifies the lanes. On the right-hand side, it's the times, and they're 2:05.79, the quickest of the lot, belonging to Trinity Hearn, swimming out of the Western Cape. And in second place, we had Lee McMorrin coming home with 2:07.90. And in third position, Tori Earl from KZN with the 2:08 on the dot. So very, very impressive stuff so far. And a great way to kick things off this evening ahead of what promises to be another absorbing night. And there'll be plenty of eyes once again, as they always are, on Tatiana Schoenmaker. We saw her break her own record a couple of days ago in the 100 breast, doubling up this time in the 200.
Well, I think it's going to be an awesome race. This morning, her coach was very happy with the performance for a morning swim, going out in a 2:22, and she looked comfortable. And I think with the rest of the breaststroke swimmers around her, she's definitely on for a really good swim. So we're looking forward to that.
Another one we're excited to see is, I know you were raving about her yesterday, and with good reason, and in fact she was a guest of mine earlier today, straight after her swim, Kat Swanepoel. A possible world record in the offing. I know that we are still waiting for that to be ratified, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's correct. Right now, the record will stand as a South African record because she has been classified locally. Until she's classified internationally, that record won't be able to be claimed. But now that we know that she can actually break the world record by 4 seconds, she'll do it again once she's classified, and I think she can go even faster.
So once she's classified, do they go and relook at her times, or does she have to do it again once it's classified?
She's going to have to do all of it again.
Oh, wow.
But I think it's just shown that she's just bearing every single time she gets in the pool. So her coach, Ty Slattery, is not even concerned about it. The more she's racing, the better she's getting. And once she gets onto the international stage, she's really going to truly show how the South Africans swim back home.
One thing you didn't mention yesterday, and I found out today when I brought her on, because you spoke about her wheelchair basketball background, and then she spoke about wheelchair rugby.
That's correct. Yeah, she actually played both. She's quite a rough and tumble girl. I can't even imagine how they take those knocks. If you've ever watched it, or if you haven't watched it, please do yourself a favor and go watch it. It's quite brutal. If we think rugby on the field is bad, these oaks really take it to each other. So, but it's phenomenal to watch, and it's very technical and about points. So it's very nice to watch.
There's a terrific documentary. I don't know if you've watched it, Murderball.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's an
Phenomenal.
absolutely must-watch documentary, and it covers the Canadian team at the Wheelchair Rugby World Cup, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
So, yeah, definitely must watch. And another thing that you must watch is this event right now that's about to take place. It is the final, the A final of the women's 200 freestyle, the who's who of the swimming world in South Africa. That is Lisa Kutsia, Veronique Rousseau, Amy Kenny, Danae Kutsia, Rebecca Meader, Hannah Robertson, Marlies Ross, and Kiara Nodes. Tell you what, Danae Kutsia swam a blistering swim earlier this morning, finishing ahead of Amy Kenny, but Rebecca Meader also certainly one to watch out for. I reckon it's all in those middle three.
Definitely, and I think they want to get even after the yesterday's 100 free and the 200 fly.
Okay, so here we go. It is the second final of the day. The women's 200 free, and they are away. Good start for Danae Kutsia, followed by Rebecca Meader and Amy Kenny, as expected. The trio in the middle lanes, dominating matters fairly early on. A nice performance so far from Hannah Robinson too. But look at those three in the middle pull away. Very, very impressive start from them. And yes, certainly no slouch. Rebecca Meader with the early advantage, it looks like. In fact, a very early advantage over in lane 3, also going along nicely. Amy Kenny, they both turn. Who got the touch first? It looks as if it was Rebecca Meader, just ahead of Kenny, followed by Danae Kutsia. So the three names to watch out for are certainly living up to the hype for now.
And if you notice there, Rebecca had a phenomenal turn there on the first 50. She's already opening up a gap on the other two ladies to her left.
Yeah, there we go. Rebecca Meader continues to power ahead. Very, very impressive stuff this from Rebecca Meader as she comes home for the midway mark of this race. She touches home in 58.27, and Danae Kutsia in second spot, 59.31, followed by Amy Kenny, 59.42. The record once again from South Africa's perspective, 157.17. The Tokyo qualifying time, 157.28. So that is extremely tight. Not much to choose between them. But watch Rebecca Meader go as he continues, Theo, to lead the way.
Yeah, and I think you can see that Danae has got the 200 fly background, so if she can get a little bit close on this last turn, it will be a nice finish from all three of those ladies.
We told you about watching out for this trio, and that's exactly proving to be the case. Rebecca Meader still out in front, but only just as Danae Kutsia starts to make her comeback. Amy Kenny and her fighting it out for second place for now. But watch them go. This is going to be a tremendous finish between these three. Rebecca Meader, Danae Kutsia, Amy Kenny. Who's it going to be? Look on the outside. Amy Kenny pulling away nicely. Amy Kenny has the lead now. She is ahead of Rebecca Meader, only just. Meader trying her best. Who's going to get there first? It looks as if it will be Amy Kenny. Wow, that was tremendous. Amy Kenny, 2 minutes, 0.19, just ahead of Rebecca Meader, and Danae Kutsia finishing up the three. Wow, what a race.
Wow, that was very close. We called it on that last turn. I think Rebecca gave herself an opportunity, but Amy swam the perfect race, just lurching behind and then accelerating on that last 50. Phenomenal finish.
Yeah, phenomenal indeed. Congratulations, Amy Kenny grabbing the win just ahead of Rebecca Meader, and Danae Kutsia just outside her. But look at those times.
Those 0.1.
Yeah.
0.1.
Yeah, wow.
That's close.
That is incredible. Jeez, well done, ladies. What a way to kick things off, yeah. In Quebec at Newton Park Swimming Pool, day 3. Some great heats this morning. But of course, these are the big ones, the finals. And yeah, we mentioned Tatiana Schoenmaker again. I know it's worth doing so because before we head over to the men's side, 200 free, we do have the breaststroke taking place a little later. And she owns the African and SA record, obviously, of 2:21.79. And she was just outside that this morning. And again, it's a heat. It looks as if she did take her foot of the pedal somewhat towards the end.
I think at the end of the day, with the breaststroke and the fly in the morning swims, when you're swimming out there by yourself, so far ahead, not having the crowds, you don't really know where you're at. And you're basically just swimming on feel. But tonight will be different. She'll have Kaylee Corbett, that's her teammate, with her right there. They basically went out at the same time this morning. So I think that will definitely help her just to get into the rhythm for that last 100. And hopefully with the swimmers that's watching now, we'll push her all the way to the finish.
It's interesting when you speak about the crowd, because I think a lot of people would assume crowds don't play a bigger role as they should in swimming, because a lot of the time the contestants are underwater or in the water. They hear splashing, obviously their ears are covered, but you say that's not the case. They definitely feel it.
They need the crowds. In every single sport, every single sportsman has always said competing in front of the crowds is what pushes them to even excel better. The same thing goes in swimming. So the better the crowd, the harder they swim. But I think at the end of the day, to get those times, even last night and tonight, just shows the quality of athletes that we have tonight inside South Africa.
Okay, so we don't have crowds here, but we do have the other competitors that are seated here, all respecting COVID-19 protocols. They are masked up and they are practicing social distancing. But they do provide a bit of a noise, which I suppose is better than nothing.
Definitely. Anything is better than nothing, and some of those guys do make a nice big noise once they get going, so that's phenomenal. I'm sure the swimmers will appreciate it.
Okay, so yeah, they've thoroughly enjoyed it, as have you back home, and thanks very much, everyone, for joining. Plenty of numbers, plenty of interest, actually, in the swimming nationals, and that's from all over the world, and rightly so. We spoke about how important swimming is for South Africa and how well we have done in the past, and that is indeed the case. Have you been impressed on what's been displayed over the last couple of days?
Absolutely. I think the rest of the world has shown us some really good swimming, and now we showcasing what we are capable of doing after COVID. And I think we were hit really hard, like any other country, but our swimmers really struggled to get into the pool and get their training done. And to be here and still doing qualifying times and still doing top times in the world just shows the character and the capability of our South African tenacity. I mean, we some of the strongest competitors in the world.
Oh man, I couldn't have said it better myself. If you've just joined us, we've just finished up the women's 200 freestyle, the A and B finals, and the winner of the A final, Amy Kenny. And let's head downstairs to hear from her.
So what a fantastic race from Amy Kenny. That was probably one of the most exciting races of the gala so far. Your comeback was amazing there. How did you feel in the race tonight?
Looking back, I did go on a bit slower. I turned and I saw a brick and I was like, look, I got to kick now. Definitely felt it at the end, but overall I was pretty happy with the race.
Quite exciting for your relay prospects for that 4x200, 3 girls going 2 minutes. Are you quite excited about that?
I know, it's amazing. I've been racing with these girls for so long, and it's just so cool that we're so close. And
No, man. Oh, shame. Yeah. That sucks. Yeah.
We hope it won't take too long.
Got it. Is it? Oh, look at that's bad.
Is it working? Is it?
Welcome back if you've just joined us. Unfortunately, a slight power failure here in Quebec, but the lights are back on, thankfully. And they're just resetting the system before the next event gets underway. And yeah, this should definitely put a stick in the spokes of the aspirations of the next group of swimmers. Of course, they're ready to be in, they would have been racing by now. But unfortunately, they've got to wait a little bit. Theo, does that hamper proceeding somewhat?
Yeah, look, I mean, for a guy like Chad, it will play into his hands. Matt is not as seasoned racer, so it's going to be interesting to see how the young guy handles it.
Power out. We will rebuild as the men make their way to the pool. The men's 200 freestyle, and it is the B final. We've got Gar Winter, Haddon, Brooks, Van Heestien, Indebele, Hartigan, Gomez, and Rademacher. Some big men on the side of the pool about to begin. And away they go. It is the men's 200 free B final. Van Heestien out early, as is Indebele. Watch out for him. That bright yellow cap from KZN. Guy Brooks also one to watch out for. And yeah, so far it's those three. But over in lane 6, it's Ross Hartigan looking strong too. Who's going to get the turn first? Over in lane 2, it's Simon Haddon. Simon Haddon's also been very impressive so far in these events.
Yes, he has. He shows good front-end speed, and we'll see if he can actually hang in there for the last 50.
100 free, the B final. Simon Haddon still out in front, only just being caught a little bit by Guy Brooks. In fact, Guy Brooks has taken over, and then as I say that, Van Heestien takes over from top spot. So Van Heestien out in front, followed by Brooks, followed by Haddon. Indebele looking good now, also in lane 5. Over in lane 6, it's Hartigan as they begin the second half of the race. But out there, Van Heestien, followed by Brooks, followed by Haddon. And Van Heestien swimming out of Tux as they reach the wall for the final turn of this race. Van Heestien just ahead of Guy Brooks, and they edges ahead. Whoa, this is going to make a very exciting finish, Theo.
That is. Guy Brooks didn't have a good turn over there, so I think it's going to be a flat-out race for the finish now.
Okay, so a flat-out race it certainly is. Let's see how things take place. Guy Brooks versus Van Heestien, and Guy Brooks looks like he's edged ahead, and that is indeed the case. Guy Brooks out in front. Van Heestien is trying his best. Meanwhile, in lane 6, going along nicely, as well as Ross Hartigan. Hartigan coming out of nowhere. Who will get there first? Van Heestien, I think, just does it. Who was it? It was Ross Hartigan. Wow. What a swim from Ross Hartigan, grabbing the victory at the death ahead of Andre Van Heestien. Wow. Jeez, Guy Brooks himself. Sorry, Guy Brooks and Ross Hartigan. Jeez, that was a tremendous swim. Wow.
Just shows you the race is never over. With a finish like that, that's how you win races.
Yeah. Man, that was superb. Congratulations to all concerned. A really, really impressive result there over in lane 6. Ross Hartigan swimming out of Tux. Hard to miss a Tux cap. Now we move over to the A final. This is gonna be a big one.
I think it's just as big as the 100 freestyle and the 200 arm last night. So we're in for a banger of a race.
Yeah, we are excited for this one. Big Masters fan, and I tweeted a short while ago, I said, catching in my last bit of Masters before I move over to the swimming action. Watch plenty of big races, including this one. And we're looking at, I think it's got to be a battle. We've got to speak about Chad de Clos versus Matthew Sates.
It's going to be good. You've got Chad that can go out really fast. We just hope that the States will just stick to his guns and just swim his own race, because if he's going to chase Chad, it's going to be a tough one for him tonight.
Looking at the seeding times in the prelims, Matthew Sates 150.71, well clear of Chad de Clos seeding time, 152.61. But again, can't read too much into it. Chad Leclos again taking his foot off the gas in the heats.
Correct, and Chad is the current SA record holder at 145.2, so he's definitely got some gas there, so I think it's going to be interesting to watch now what he does on that second 100.
The Olympic qualifying time, 1:47.02, so that's a lot quicker than their seeding times, but you can imagine them to go a lot quicker this time around when you've got some world-class competitors that you are competing against. Matthew Sates up against Chad Leclos, taking nothing away from the other competitors, though. Henry Lowe has been very impressive. Breaststroke also very, very good. Holzhausen, Nokia, Bosch, again, a veritable who's who of swimmers, South Africa's best.
That's correct, and if you look at the lineup, there's quite a few guys that's already been a 150, so they just went slow to this morning. I mean, Brent has gone a 150 before, so there's quite a few guys right up there, so it could be a nice race to watch.
Oh, it is exciting to see Matthew Sates versus Chad Leclos, and one of the most amazing aspects of that battle, Theo, is the age difference. We're talking a difference of 11 years, and it soon will be 12 because Chad's got his 29th birthday in a couple of days' time.
Correct. So this is basically the same race as the 200 fly, the 17-year-old against the old man, which is the most experienced.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, so here we go. You can hear the crowd going off. They're ready for this one. It's an eagerly awaited event, one of the marquee ones when it comes to swimming, the 200-meter fly. Matthew Sates versus Chad Leclos. Who's it going to be? But again, Bosch, Nokia, Lowe, Ross, Sudoku, or Holzhausen. Will they upset the apple cart? Stay tuned. It's going to be brilliant. And away they go. Very good start from Matthew Sates in the water first, as he pulls clear of the pack already. Very, very impressive start, but I mean, that was to be expected. We know the afterburners that Chad Leclos possesses, but yeah, Sates was lightning off the blocks.
Absolutely. He's just matched him underwater and the breakout, so he's going out nice and fast. We know that he can go 49 in the 100, as we saw last night. So Chad will just have to hang in there.
So Matt Sates first to the touch, 24.79. Leclos just behind him, and in third position. It is really a battle for third, because at the moment it's Sates up against Leclos. Leclos keeping steady with Sates. There's not too much in it between the two, and it's amazing the arm strength almost going in unison there, Theo.
Absolutely. Looks like synchronized swimming
Yes.
there. So
another good turn from both of the swimmers up in front. Interesting to see what the battle for third is like. It looks as if, who do we have over in third? Henry Lowe looks to be holding on to third spot only just for now, but all eyes on the prize in top spot between Chad Leclos and Matthew Sates. This as they take the final turn and they come back on the home stretch. Matthew Sates just ahead of Leclos, as you can see, actually quite well in front of Leclos. He makes the turn, and here we have the final one. How's it going to work out, Theo?
this is going to be tight. Okay, well, this is going to be a good one. I think Chad is going to come back at him right now. Matt going all the way to the one side, and here comes Chad.
Okay, so here we have the final stretch. Chad Leclos coming back. What a fight back from the multiple Olympic medalists. You can see the crowd roaring. Matthew Sates just ahead of Leclos. Sates in front. Leclos just behind him. Sates will get it. He gets the victory. Wow, what a swim. Matthew Sates, 1:48.08 just ahead of Chad Leclos. 1:48.48. The Tokyo time, 1:47, not in reach. But man, congratulations all around. That was a great race, Theo.
That was phenomenal. If you looked at Matt on the third 50, he moved all the way to the left side of the lane so that Chad couldn't catch his wake. And he came back right in the middle, smack bang, and he took him on stroke for stroke.
Yes, Matthew Sates finishing ahead of Chad Leclos there. That was a terrific swim. You can see Chad congratulating his competitor. You heard from Graham Hill a little earlier today saying that Chad hates to lose. Unfortunately, he's had to lose a race now because he's been dominant throughout, and there's been many pretenders to the throne. I say that with absolutely no means to offend those that are been competing against him, but a lot of people are saying, maybe I think Chad's going to lose this one, and that hasn't proven to be the case. This time round, though, he had to settle for second best.
yeah, and he's gracious in his defeat, and I know he's going to go back and work even harder so that he can bring it back, and hopefully if he gets a crack at it at Olympics that he can actually do a proper race and get back down to the 145 mark. That's something that he would obviously want to aim at in this 2021 Olympic Games.
Yeah, so a very, very good race there from Matthew Sates, living up to the hype. Watch this youngster go, 17 years of age, and yeah, so that was tremendous. Congratulations to him. That concludes the men's and the ladies 200 freestyle as we move over to some events that you know extremely well, Theo, and you'll be keeping a very, very close eye on.
Absolutely. I get excited when these guys start walking up onto pool deck, and I just can't wait for them to get the racing on.
Okay, so let's have a look. The first up, we've got the women's 100 butterfly S1, S13, and that will be combined with the men's 100 butterfly S14, S15, and also with the 100 butterfly S1, S13. So we've got the likes of Lonnie Ferreira, Ethan Paulser, who looked very, very good this morning.
Definitely, he had an awesome race. That second 50, he came back so nice and hard, and you could see that he's been working really hard during lockdown.
Yes, tell us a bit more about the rest of these competitors. Some times that you're really, really keeping your eye on that could threaten a record book or two?
I think Lonnie Ferreira proved to be quite close. If she can get herself under the 120 mark, I think she'll be really, really happy because that's a big benchmark for her, and that will obviously help her IM out tremendously. She does tend to do a really good breaststroke, but she's been tending to go for the 400 free and the 100 fly and doing really well at it.
Man, she's really, really excited to see these competitors take to the record. They have been inspiring and they've been exceptionally quick. And just to explain once again, for those that are joining us for the first time, Theo, there are combined categories in the same pool, so it won't necessarily be the case for the viewers if they see someone finish, say, in second place, that they are second, because it could mean that they're in first position in their respective category.
Correct. What we do is we look at who's the closest to the world record, so we work out a percentage. So taking a time and the world record and taking a percentage, the guy with the highest percentage will get the highest points, and that's how we actually determine who's the winner. So that's basically what we do, and yeah, so the guy could be last but still win the race, and that's just making a little bit more even playing field.
Okay, well, let's before we head into that race, let's head downstairs to Matthew Sates.
That second 100 was amazing. Were you happy with that time? Is it a PB?
Yeah, very, very happy with the time. It was an awesome race to be in. Even racing with Chad and everything, it was awesome to be part of.
You've definitely become a middle distance swimmer. I used to see you as a sprinter. Are you enjoying the longer distances, and what is your favorite race coming up?
I think some of our favorite races have been trained for was the 100 fly, and then the IMs, obviously the 200, 400 IM.
Well, we wish you the best of luck getting closer to those Tokyo qualifying times. Tonight's one was just over a second off and you got really close, so well done and good luck for the rest of the gala.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Matthew Sates. Thank you, David Glover, for conducting the interview. And that just puts it into perspective, Thea. I mean, I know you see these guys day in and day out, but for the viewers at home, they see someone like Chad Leclos beaten to the wall by another swimmer, and they think, oh, there's a man. And, I mean, he is a young man, but he's young. I mean, emphasis, he's 17 years old. I mean, you can see that. The guy's still in school.
Absolutely, and I think the viewers also need to understand that they've been training together for a couple of weeks. So I think Matt got to see what Chad, how he races, how he trains, and he's obviously a quick learner because he's just proven that anybody that trains together, they got good camaraderie, but they're phenomenal when it comes down to racing and gracious in the feet. And
one of the amazing things I saw last night, it was after Ethan Dupree and Chad Leclos' race, was how they swam together afterwards. And Chad was talking about how nervous he was before that race. In fact, one of the most nervous he's ever been ahead of a race. But he ended up winning that one in the men's 200 fly. But moving on now to this next event. And yeah, this is going to be a cracker too. It is the 100 butterfly, S13, S14, S8, S9, all competing. Take us through it, Theo.
Well, we've got Caleb van der Merwe right up there, but they're right on the outside. Who's leading over there?
Okay, we have over in lane 4, if I'm not mistaken, Ethan Paulser.
That's Ethan
looking
Paulser.
very,
He's
very strong. Ethan
phenomenal
Paulser.
swimming right now. And then you've got the 2 outside guys with Caleb just taking the lead over there. So it's looking good.
Ethan Paulser looked very, very strong this morning, and he's continuing his domination. Look at him go. Geez, this guy's a talent.
Very talented. And then you've got Delani Ferreira right there on her lonesome self as the only girl in this race, but she's keeping the momentum going, so it's really good.
Watch Ethan Paulser continue to strive forward, and that's exactly what he's doing. Well clear of the rest, but again, in his category, he's certainly winning that one. But other swimmers are in their respective categories are going for wins as well. So Ethan Paulser coming home, and over in lane 6 doing so as well. We've got van der Merwe, and he'll come home just ahead of Matthew Moss. And over in lane 5, De Freitas comes home. And the lone swimmer in terms of the women's category at the end, Delani Ferreira, good swim from her.
That is a PB for her, so she really finished nice and strong. We'll just wait for confirmation whether that will be a SA record for her. But I think Caleb van der Merwe in the blue cap in lane 6, that could possibly also be a South African record for him.
Okay, so we'll wait for clarification with regards to those results. But some superb swims from the likes of Delani Ferreira, Matthew Moss, Ethan Paulser, van der Merwe, and De Freitas. Congratulations to them. Really, really good efforts.
And Ethan Paulser obviously also did a PB over there. I think his previous PB was 106, and doing a 105 is a phenomenal evening swim for him. He normally doesn't swim that well in the evening, so you can definitely see that he's put in the hard work during lockdown.
Interesting you say that. Why not in the evening?
Sometimes they back down a little bit too much in the morning, swimming too easy, and then to drop their times all the way down to a PB is quite hard. But obviously this morning he went out 107, very close to his PB, and he was able to actually put it together and get that PB tonight.
Yeah, congratulations, Ethan Paulser, living up to the hype once again. And yeah, he was very dominant this morning, and proving it once again in the pool this evening. And for those, again, that missed out as to the reasons why the swimmers are still in the pool, not the biggest of swim down pools next to us, so they managed to get it in the main pool as well before they head out.
That's correct, and those 2 extra lengths do make a big difference. Gets the lactate down a little bit quicker, and most of those guys will hop out here, go straight into the smaller pool, and probably spend another 20 minutes in there swimming down.
So there you see them about to get out of the water as we head into the next event. There have been a couple of events so far, plenty. It's a packed calendar this evening. A lot of races taking place. I think by my count, if I'm not mistaken, 17 in total. And we have the next competitors readying themselves. It is the first B final in the women's 200 breaststroke. Christine and Mbite, Hilda Toy, Helen Taylor. And before we head over to the A final, where everyone is talking about Tatiana Schoenmaker. But before we get to her, let's first deal with the B final, which is going to be exciting in its own right.
Well, exciting. It is definitely a SA record for Delani Ferreira.
Wow.
So she definitely got it.
Congratulations, Delani Ferreira, getting the SA record. That's in S13 in the women's 100-meter butterfly. Jeez, another record. Wow, what a performance.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that 400 swim for her later in the week because that's one of her Paralympic focuses.
Okay.
So that's one of her highest ranked events. So I know that she's definitely amped to go for that time.
And just having a look at her age, 22 years old, still young, swimming out of KZN.
Correct, and she's already been to Paralympics once, so she's broken the ice. She knows what's been expected of her, and to 3 World Championships. So she's a seasoned veteran at the young age of 22, so there's still a lot of scope for her for the next couple of years.
Okay, so the name to watch Lonnie Ferreira, essay record done and dusted for her. Tremendous effort as we move over to this, the next event. It's the B final. Christine Mbite, Kendra du Toit, Helen Taylor. This is the women's 200 breaststroke. And in they go. The record held by one Tatiana Schoenmaker, set in 2019, 2:21.79. The Tokyo qualifying time, 2:25.52. And it's du Toit out the blocks fairly quickly, just ahead of Mbite and Taylor out either side of her. Atmosphere starting to pick up here in Quebec, some music playing. And I continue mentioning the crowds. Of course, it's worth remembering the crowds are the competitors that aren't swimming this evening. And they certainly wouldn't be swimming this evening, the competitors sitting up in the stands, or would they, some of them, Theo?
All the guys that's sitting up at the stand is racing tonight.
Oh, okay.
It's only people that's racing on the evening or in the heats that's allowed in the facility to comply with the COVID regulations.
Yeah. And the commentators.
And the commentators.
So very good performance so far from Kendra du Toit, well out in front. Next to her, she has Helen Taylor and Christine Mbite to her left. Kendra du Toit going along nicely, but a nice comeback here from Helen Taylor. We close the gap as we reach the halfway mark of this, the B final of the women 200 breaststroke. Make the turn. Kendra du Toit at a time of 1:17.91. Taylor 1:19.44. And Mbite 1:23.01. Very good performance so far from Kendra du Toit. Remember how small that gap was heading into the second turn. Well, that's opened up quite significantly here.
Yeah, that's something that you're not going to come back at. You really got to put a lot of effort into this stroke, and opening up a gap is nearly impossible to catch it again because it's an underwater stroke. A lot of resistance. By now you're burning, you're lactating, and you just wish you can finish. So the gap will probably just get a little bit bigger now, and as you can see, she's now starting to pick up the pace and really opening up the gap now. So
why is it, Theo, for the layman, that breaststroke is such a niche stroke? You often see competitors being able to compete in a variety of them, including butterfly and freestyle backstroke, whereas you don't see many breaststrokers shine in other strokes.
It's all about technique and timing and how comfortable you are with, and flexibility. Remember, you're turning your feet in all different kind of directions, and that makes it very difficult.
What a win there for Kendra du Toit. That was absolutely superb. Gee, coming home well in first place, followed by Helen Taylor, and Christine Mbite will round off the three. Congratulations, Kendra du Toit. What a victory. Her time, 2:42.50. Taylor, 2:49.54. And Christine Mbite, 2:52.23. And just comparing those to the Tokyo Olympic times, it tells you how tough a qualifying time that is. 2:25.52 is what all these swimmers are aiming to achieve. I reckon Tatiana Schoenmaker, well, she's already got that wrapped up, so that's not a concern from her. She'll be racing next, and her concern will be trying to better her own mark of 2:21.79.
I think if she can actually master that tonight, she's definitely going to send out a very strong message to the rest of the world that she's coming, and because that would be one of the top times in the world right now. And knowing that we've got a couple of months still left, I've spoken to Rocco, and he's very confident that they're still doing a lot more front-end speeds for her to get out a little bit quicker, and that will definitely set her up with the Russians and all the other competitors that she's going to be racing against. So I think it's going to be going at 2:21 tonight, and under these conditions is definitely going to send a very strong message to the rest of the world.
Would you put it down as maybe our best medal hope going into the Olympic from the swimming pool? I mean,
look, we can never ever say it's best or not so, but I think it's how you arrive. From what we've seen, how she's improved in the last couple of months, especially from lockdown or even just before lockdown, going into lockdown and out of lockdown, she just kept on improving. And I think that is something that we need to just have a look at it. Like, how do you do that? And it's just pure hard work, dedication. She eats, sleeps, and breathes swimming. And her coach has been able to mentor her all the way through. And I think they make such a good combination. I've seen her at Commonwealth Games, how they raced with Rocco. Phenomenal energy between those two, and that is always very important. A happy swimmer is always a fast swimmer. And she's proven that fact now for the last couple of years.
Well, that's the lady in question, Tatjana Schoenmaker, a phenomenal swimmer, a tremendous asset for swimming in South Africa and the world. And yeah, the world awaits to see what she's going to do next. She did it a little earlier in the week in the 100 breaststroke. Now she's looking to repeat the performance in the 200. And who would be her main competitors internationally?
Well, we've got quite a few of the guys from the USA, Russia, if they're going to compete under the white flag. And then obviously you've got some of the Japanese that will be around, but we're still waiting for a few guys to still race and see who's up and coming, because there's quite a few new names that's been popping up in the last couple of months.
Okay, so hold on to your seats, folks. This is going to be a great one. Looking at those times once again. So Tatjana, her seeding time going into today's race, well, this morning, was 2:22.26. And yeah, she didn't go flat out. And she qualified for Tokyo in doing so. But her SA and Africa record stands at 2:21.79. So 2:22.26 playing 2:21.79. I mean, there's nothing in it.
No, it's going to be a good race. And as they walked out, you could see that they were cracking a joke with Kaylee Corbett. They're very relaxed. They're good teammates. But I think now, as soon as they get on these blocks, the race is on.
Okay, so here we go. Folks, it begins. It's a woman A final, 200 breaststroke. Tatjana Schoenmaker looks to break another SA record. Let's get the show on the road. In they go. Very good start in lane 6 from Mandel. But Schoenmaker already away. Corbett on her outside. Sheesh, but look at her pull away already, Theo.
Yeah, I think some of the guys were sleeping on the blocks there, but always just her phenomenal start. She's always had a strong start, and that underwater is just phenomenal.
Gee, look at Tatjana Schoenmaker go. And she's not as quick as getting out the water as the others. The long strokes underneath the water.
She's going to be keeping that stroke long for the next 50, and then she's going to start turning it up, and she's going to try and maintain the same stroke rate on the 3rd and the 4th 50.
So it looks as if it is a battle for second place. Emily Fasaki up against Kayleen Corbett. Also on the outside, Christine Mandel going along nicely. But Tatjana Schoenmaker, all eyes on her out in front. It's going to be interesting to see what her time is at the halfway mark. Her best time, remember the record, 2:21.79. She's already qualified for Tokyo, so that's not an issue. It's just a case of can she beat herself, theoretically, as she makes her way to the halfway stage in this, the women's 200 final. And she touches in a time of 1:08.34. What do you make of that time, Theo?
That's a very good swim out. I think that's smack bang where her coach wants it to be. I think he just wanted somebody a little bit closer to her to push on this 3rd 50.
Okay, so at the moment, no one closer, but you can hear the crowd willing her on. Could we see another record broken? And it will be Tatjana Schoenmaker doing it again. Oh, it's going to be a tight one, but yeah, do not go anywhere as we make our way to the final stretch. Tatjana Schoenmaker leading the way. And as Theo said, you can see her head popping out a lot quicker this time around. And she touches 1:44.46.
She's still on target over here. If she can come back in a 35, she's going to get it.
So here we go. The time once again, 2:21.79. She's looking to beat Tatjana Schoenmaker. Will we see history made once more?
This is going to be close.
Very, very close. 2:21.79. Will she beat it?
It's going to be close. I think she might just get this touch. She's got it.
She's got it. She's broken the record once again. 2:20.17. Tatjana Schoenmaker gets another record. Wow, Theo, you called it.
That's impressive, and I actually got the exact same time as the board. Doesn't always happen.
And that's also equally impressive. Taking nothing away from Tatiana Schoenmaker. She breaks a record. Theo got it timed spot on. Well done. Look at the hug shared between those two. As you mentioned, great teammates. But Tatiana Schoenmaker does it again.
Phenomenal. I think she's just sent out a message to the rest of the world that in South Africa, you can still do these times. It is phenomenal.
Yeah. Yes, look at the congratulations all round. Tatiana Schoenmaker grabbing the victory. That was sensational stuff. Standing ovation for her, yeah. Look at the applause. Look at the congrats. We'll be hearing from her shortly, but jeez, yeah, goosebump stuff here.
Absolutely. I mean, if I look at my stopwatch over here, she went out 32, 36, 36, and came back in 36. Just a phenomenal swim. I mean, there's you can't take anything away from that.
Yeah. Man, congratulations, Tatiana Schoenmaker. That was sensational. Taking nothing away from Kayleen Corbett. Very, very impressive swim from her too, as was Emily Fasaki. That was a battle for second place. But Tatiana Schoenmaker, interesting what you said. Theo, her coach, Rocca Meiring, was hoping for someone to be next to her, to keep the pressure on. That wasn't the case. She was racing against herself, but it proved to be relevant, really.
Absolutely. I think Kaylee just had a really bad start, and I think she would have hoped to be a little bit closer to Tatiana in the first 100, because she just missed the qualifying time by a fraction, and you can see the disappointment. She's already out of the pool, but I know she's going to go back, regroup, and train harder, and hopefully in May get the crack.
Oh, man, we'll be excited to hear from Tatiana. She's just having her cool down now in the pool before she gets out to some more applause. Wow, jeez, she just continues to impress. Congratulations to her as we move over.
And you can see she's happy while she's swimming down on her back. She knows that she's done the job.
Look at that, smiling away as she relaxes. Moving over to...
And not a bad backstroke either.
Yes, not at all. Yeah, she can do no wrong. Tatiana Schoenmaker. We move over to the men's 200 breaststroke. It's the B and the A finals. And before we get to that, we will be hearing from Tatiana Schoenmaker shortly. Just waiting for her to get out the pool and going onto the chat. So if you've just joined us, where were you? You missed a tremendous race as Tatiana Schoenmaker broke her own SA and Africa record in the women's 200 breaststroke. Her record was 2:21.79, set in 2019. 2 years later, today, she just set a time of 2:20.17.
I think every time she hits the pool, she's just getting better. It's like a good old red wine, just maturing as it gets older. And I mean, look at her, just beaming. She doesn't even look tired. I think we can put her back in the pool and do another 200.
Oh, plenty of hugs. Great to see. She just walked past us now. And yeah, swimmers running over to congratulate her. It's actually really, really great to see. So we've seen it. But now let's hear it. She makes her way over to the media zone. Everyone wants to hear from this record breaker. So we'll head downstairs shortly and hear from the woman of the moment, Tatiana Schoenmaker.
You don't need to lean down to the mic, okay? Thank you.
The microphone's not working, so I don't know if there's any point doing an interview. 1, 2, 1, 2. Go for it. A great swim there from Tatiana Schoenmaker, and you can see the emotion in her. What an incredible race. Going under 2:21 for the first time, and you just keep getting better and better. Is this emotion just overwhelming you? That's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that?
Oh, amazing. Honestly, I can just say all glory to God. Honestly, where I fear He's there when I'm
down and tired, he's there. So honestly, I felt amazing in the race. Felt like I was a bit more in control this morning. It was a bit rushed. So I was dying this morning, so I didn't know if I'd go any faster. So yeah, I think I surprised myself.
Yeah, that last 50 was a 35 high, I think. It was like you were possessed. It was absolutely amazing. So yeah, that is incredible swim. We wish you the best of luck for the rest of the few months. And yeah, good luck with your 100 breasts.
Thank you so much.
Wow, geez, how was that emotion?
Wow, I've never seen her so emotional. But then again, before a race, she was the most relaxed I've seen her ever. So it can just show you that she's just realized how good a swim it really was. It was phenomenal.
Interesting what she said about her swim today, because we were speaking about how it looked as if she kind of took her foot off the gas towards the end, and she said she didn't think she could go faster than what she did today.
Exactly. I think from where we sit, when she's rushing a stroke and kind of slowing down, that seems to taking the foot off the pedal. But I think it's also just a morning swim, and some swimmers overanalyze. But I'm sure Rocco obviously sat her down and just said to her, look, we've got the finals. This is what the game plan is, and we're going to go for it. And she stuck to the game plan. The script was there, and she's proven that it's working.
Yeah, man, that was incredible to watch. The race followed by the interview. Again, goosebumps. A little bit more on Rocco, her coach.
Rocco and Tatiana's been together for just about as long as what I can remember, and like I said, they've got such an amazing energy. I first saw that at Commonwealth Games at Gold Coast, and that bond you don't get over your doorstep every day.
Yeah, lovely to see. Congratulations to Rocco, Tatiana Schoenmaker. That was superb. Yeah, great to see as we move over to the men's 200 breaststroke. And they are away. Wants to watch out for Martindale, Kasali, Turon in the middle lanes. Zasas and Seyfert in 1 and 2. Brown, Staines and Ramallah on the outside from 6 down to 8. Martindale out the blocks fairly quickly. But the man looking very impressive so far, Andre Brown, something out of Johannesburg. Good start from Andre Brown.
Definitely, I think that's a very good first 50 for him. 31.43, that's a solid start to the race.
Yeah, Andre Brown, geez, looking to pull away. The man closest to him for now looks to be Cameron Kasali, if I'm not mistaken. But it is Andre Brown leading the way in this, the second of 4 laps.
And he's still looking strong coming into the 100, but the rest of the guys will start putting their foot down and start chasing him out.
There we go. Andre Brown touching first. Well clear of the rest for now. 106.82. Nice one from Andrew Brown.
I think as we saw in the previous race, that third 50 is so important to maintain and not start rushing, because it plays out in the last 50 when you really want to put on the pressure.
And it is getting close to that last 50. Brown still up in front, but that gap is narrowing as he tries to stay ahead of the pack. Lane 4 looking good for Martindale. I think Martindale just ahead of Kasali. And Brown still in front. Jeez, could this be a wire-to-wire victory for him? He's got a lot of work to do, though.
He's got a lot of work, because those guys are hungry and they're swimming in a pack and they are starting to catch him. So he won't be seeing them, but they are definitely seeing him.
Yeah, they certainly do. You can see. And he kind of looks to the side, making sure that there is no one there. But unfortunately for him, there is someone there, because now Martindale and Kasali starting to make their presence felt. Kasali coming in hard. Over in lane 3, meanwhile, Turon doing well too. This is going to be very tight. Turon looking very good, in fact. I think he's edged slightly ahead. And as I say, that Kasali looking great. Over in lane 5, Kasali, Martindale. Kasali, I think, will get there. It is Kasali. Wow. Cameron Kasali with the victory. Yes, 2:23.20. Martindale 2:23.40. That was beautiful, beautiful racing.
Absolutely. I think those guys were hanging back and let Andrew do all the hard work up front. Maybe gone out a little bit harder than what he did this morning, feeling confident. But when you've got three other swimmers swimming in a line, they do take advantage of that last 50 and pushing each other, where Andrew just didn't see them coming.
Yeah. Jeez, what a race. That was tremendous. Well, lead change hands a couple of times then. Brown doing well for the first 3 laps and the fourth too. But Caselli overtaking, as did Martindale. Tehran getting 3rd position. That was impressive stuff. As
we just got to point out that this is only the B final. The A final is going to be another close one.
Yes. Looking at the names taking part in that A final: LaRue, Sweeney, Musgrave, Basson, Randall, Keylock, Pike, and O'Hara. I was impressed with Pike and Keylock this morning.
Absolutely. And Keylock is only 15 years old, so another young prospected swimmer that's coming out of Joburg, and phenomenal talent, and we hope to see that he can actually do a really good swim tonight.
I think he might be based in Benoni, if I'm
That's
not
correct,
mistaken.
yes, with Boksburg Saints.
Kian Keylock, a name to remember, 15 years of age. Oh, can you remember when you were 15?
Many years ago.
That was only 6 years ago.
Yeah, roughly, give and take 30 years.
I enjoyed your 21st the other night. Thanks for the invite. It was great. Really had a fun time.
We'll catch up on the next one.
Still coming to terms with that performance from Tatiana Schoenmaker. And I know we spoke about it, but you know what I really enjoyed was her reaction. Because a lot of people see it and they think, it's just par for the course. She expects to do things like this. But, yeah, the tears in her eyes said it all.
Absolutely. I think coming out of lockdown, and there's a lot of uncertainty, and for her to have waited another year to go and compete at Olympics is a tough one. And I think this is now just emotions where you know you're on the right track with a couple of months to go, that you believe in what you're doing is now right, and that you are competitive with the best swimmers in the world. She's just proven it, and she's doing that out of South Africa, and that is phenomenal.
Yeah, that was really, really good to watch, as was the race we just witnessed, the men's 200 breaststroke B final. But now we move over to the A final. And funny enough, as we speak, there she goes there, Tatiana Schoenmaker. Plenty of applause. And look at her arriving. Jeez, they look there. Oh, man, great to see.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
One of the team coaches over there, and we'll see how she gets up there to her coach.
Wow. So just heard mention of a disqualification, and if I'm not mistaken, the men's 200 breaststroke.
Yes,
Ryan
that's correct.
Zazas.
In lane 1, that's Ryan Zazas.
Okay. So unfortunately for Ryan Zazas, we spoke about him earlier, but that is the man who will be the happiest of all, Rocco Meyring. Gee, look at that.
Very relieved, but he knew that the plan was going to work. So, and she's still emotional. I mean, it just shows what a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah. This is lovely to see. Okay. And Atten Sweeney in picture there.
Yeah, we're looking forward to his 400 IM later in the week. He's definitely done quite a bit of preparation for that.
Okay, moving on to the A final, the men's 200 breaststroke. Sweeney racing in lane 2. And away they go. Alaric Basson was very quick in the water, as was Matthew Randall. Kian Keylock, watch out for him, the 15-year-old. Jared Pike, too, had a very good swim this morning, as did Liam O'Hara, swimming out of Zimbabwe. Great to have our neighbors taking part. Very good start here from Alaric Basson.
Definitely, he'll definitely go out a little bit harder. He normally turns quite hard and then tries to hang in there. But he's got a few guys this morning that chased him down towards the end there, so it's going to be an interesting one.
Alaric Basson swimming out of the Eastern Cape, so a local boy. He'll know these home conditions very, very well. He's out in front just to his left. We've got Musgrave, Matthew Randall on his inside.
yeah, Matt Randall this morning had a phenomenal last 100. He literally just chased him down, and I think this is going to be the same story tonight.
Alaric Besson still holding on to first place. Only just, though, because Ayrton Sweeney making a nice comeback over in lane 2. But Besson will touch first at the halfway stage. 104.79. Ayrton Sweeney, 105.14. And Matthew Randall also looking very strong for now. But this is when they turn on the afterburners and the comebacks start to take place.
Absolutely. Remember, he can't see what's coming behind him. But if they leave him too much of a gap, he's going to take all the opportunity he can get.
So at the moment, it looks as if it's a shootout between Ayrton Sweeney and Alaric Besson. Ayrton Sweeney over in lane 2. Not often that you get a burner. Well, it is a burner because he is coming from the outside lanes. But Alaric Besson still holding on to first place, just ahead of Sweeney. And in third position, Matthew Randall looking good too. This is going to be a great finish here, Theo.
This is going to be awesome. We know that Alaric can finish races, but Sweeney is also nice and strong, and Sweeney is coming. So they can't leave this guy too far out. They've given him too much space. I think Alaric is going to get this one.
Okay, Alaric still out in front. Sweeney looking ahead. Alaric holding on to that top spot. Powering. He's actually getting faster. He's extending that lead. Alaric Besson, what a swim. This is sensational. Taking the victory ahead of Ayrton Sweeney, 213.44. You celebrating like crazy there, Theo. That was terrific.
That was phenomenal. He came back into 34 seconds. Just shows you give a guy a gap. He took the gap. He knew what you didn't want to get those guys behind passing him, so he just put his foot down and raced his heart out to the finish.
Geez, that finish was amazing because, as you said, I mean, Sweeney and the rest would definitely look to close the gap, and that wasn't the case at all. Not often you see when towards the closing stages where that gap actually extends, and that's exactly what he produced.
Absolutely. They came off the wall. They looked like they were going to close the gap, and that last 25, he just put the afterburners on. They had nothing to answer to that.
Congratulations, Alaric Besson with the victory. A victory for the locals. Eastern Cape are doing tremendously well. And you can see confirmation of that time. 2:13.44 in second position. Ayrton Sweeney swimming out of KZN. And in third position, Matthew Randall coming from Tshwane. What a victory for Alaric Besson, part of the Besson family. Very good effort.
I think we've got a few tired bodies out there, so saw one of the guys already pop out and he's standing over there. He's not even taking advantage of the swim down yet.
That is lovely to see. Yeah, we've been treated to some great racing this evening.
Absolutely. Just like last night, I think after each race we need a break just to catch our breath.
I'm in full agreement. Big thank you to our sponsors for making all this possible. It really has been a tremendous event, and we're not even halfway through. It really has been great to witness here in Quebec, the Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality putting on a show here at Newton Park Swimming Pool. Rand Water, Swimming South Africa, the Department of Sport and Recreation Arena, SASCOC, National Lotteries Commission. A lot of the funds going into the Olympic preparations and Paralympic preparations. Speaking of Paralympic preparations, a couple more qualifiers about to take place. It is the finals. We're going to head into the 50-meter freestyle, S14, S15, and that will won't be combined. That's one race in itself. The freestyle S14, S15, Camarana, Paulsa, Puts, and the Freitas.
That's correct. Amakele is a deaf swimmer out in lane 3, so that's why he's starting with the strobe light. So he can place that strobe light anywhere he likes, and he uses that. So he'll be looking at his signal to get onto the blocks, and then once he gets into the ready position, he'll look at his own strobe where he placed it, whether it was on the left or the right.
So now, just having a look. So S15 is Camarane, and then 3 S14s, Paulsa, Puts, and the Freitas. However, do they compete? Before we get to that, let's head downstairs quickly. I think we're going to try and get Alaric to come for the interview. I think Alaric is standing there waiting, and we'll get into the details shortly. And before we get into racing, Alaric Besson taking his time a little bit. It's been some tremendous swimming here at Quebec as we ready ourselves for the men's 50-meter freestyle S14 and S15. So let's head downstairs shortly. Alaric Besson, the winner of an enthralling race. It was the A final of the men's 200 breaststroke. And yeah, he won it quite convincingly. Let's go down.
Homegrown from Port Elizabeth, actually from Uitenhage, but he had an amazing swim there. I loved your pacing. You looked so comfortable the whole way through. Were you surprised and happy with your time? Was that what you were targeting?
Yeah, I was quite surprised that time. I mean, taking into consideration all the setbacks I've had last year and beginning of this year, it put me on the back foot a bit. I only managed to have like 2 months of solid, consistent training. So I'm quite happy with being back on track.
And your next race being the 100 breaststroke, I think that's one of your favorite races. So we're really excited to see the sprinter from our local town swim the next race. Are you excited about that one?
Yeah, I'm very excited for the 100. I mean, it's not as long as the 200, not as short as the 50. So yeah, it's always a fun one to swim. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I've heard as swimmers get older, they like the shorter ones more. They take longer to recover from the longer ones. But you're still young, so well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. David Glover conducting the interview with Alaric Besson as we head over to the next race, the men's 50 freestyle S14, S15. 3 competitors in S14, 1 competitor in S15, that's Camarane. And what I was asking earlier, Theo, would they be competing? Oh, let's get into the race. And they are away. Very good start from Camarane. Watch out for Paulsa doing well earlier, and you can see Paulsa pulling away. Aaron Puts keeping him honest in the front there. De Freitas over in lane 6 doing well too. Puts versus Paulsa. Camarane just outside them in lane 3. And here goes Paulsa. Paulsa looking good once again, just ahead of Camarane and Puts. And it will be Paulsa will get to the wall first. He touches first. Next up Puts, and Camarane comes in. And finally De Freitas. And you had a big thumbs up there, Theo.
That was a great swim from Paulsa. I mean, I think the momentum they carried out of that 100 fly earlier to tonight just shows the kind of how your momentum just builds as the evening progresses. He had a phenomenal 100 fly PB, and now that's another PB for him. So credit to him.
What I keep on trying to get back to before we're interrupted by the swimmers themselves. So S15 and S14. Paulsa S14, Camarane S15. Are they competing in different categories?
Yes, they are. 100%. They've got different qualifying times, so the deaf will go to Deaf Olympics. They do not participate with the ITC event, so they do not go to Paralympics. So they've got their own separate like Olympics that they go to, which is called the Deaf Olympics. Okay. So on par, they've got their own set of times, but also very strict qualification criteria.
Okay, so well done, Camarane, Paulsa, Puts and De Freitas. Very, very impressive performances there. As we head next, also 50 meters, freestyle S1 and S13.
Yeah, we're looking out for Christian Sadi there. He's done an NQF time this morning, quite close to his South African record. That's one of his main races that he will be participating in at Paralympics. So let's hope tonight he puts up another good show.
Okay, so watch out for there, Christian Sadi swimming out of lane 4. We've also got Cabello Zwane, Matthew Moss, Charles Parkin, James Willers. And it's not the first time we're seeing Matthew Moss. He was in the pool a little earlier.
That's correct. He was swimming that butterfly just a few minutes ago.
So here we go.
I think just to point out, Charles Parkins is 52 years old, so anybody can carry on swimming till they're very old. So it's phenomenal to see him still swimming at his age and just getting faster. He did a PB this morning of a 31 freestyle, so he's just getting better with age as well.
That is amazing. 52. So compare James Willers and Charles Parkin. You've got Charles Parkin who's 52, and the man in his answer, James Willers, 15 years old.
It's amazing to see the age differences. We've seen that the young guys can swim. Now we can see the old guys swimming as well. So it's a nice blend of age groups.
Oh, here we go. And Charles Parkin, also a local lad. He'll be inspired with what he saw from Alaric a little earlier. Another man outside of Uteneg, as David mentioned. And away they go. Charles Parkin doing well, as did Christian Sadi. You heard Theo speak about him. Well, geez, look at him pull away.
He's got phenomenal legs, and he uses his arms to balance his body, and he does a great job of it. And you could see how well he got off those blocks, and he's absolutely flying right now.
Christian Sadi pulling away. Look at him go. He will grab the victory. He is sensational in the water, and he touches home in first place. Meanwhile, over in third, we've got Matthew Moss in lane 3. But Theo, you're going crazy your side.
That's a SA record for him, personal best. I just want to confirm, because I know his times. Yes, that is another SA record. 0.07 off his PB. Phenomenal swim, and he nearly got under that 29 seconds. I mean, I know he's been aiming for that for a very long time, and he's just getting closer and closer as he races.
29.03, Christian Sadi, another record.
Another SA record.
Wow.
Phenomenal swimming, and this is a Paralympic event for him. So that's another qualification, another race that he can go and do at Paris.
Yeah, congratulations, Christian Sadi, doing it again. Man, geez, I wish you could have seen Theo here next to me, celebrating like crazy. And rightly so. Wow.
Thank you. I think Keith is going to be very happy. He's done phenomenal work down at Stellenbosch with Christian. Like I said, a happy swimmer is a fast swimmer, and they've got a really good bond, good energy between the two of them. And I think literally that coach is, you can see with his hands on his head, he doesn't know what to do with himself right now, but once it settles in, he knows he's going to go faster, the guy with the blue shirt. So yeah, I think he's very relieved, and as a young coach, he's done a phenomenal job with Christian.
Wow, geez, lovely to see. Yeah, celebrating like crazy. We just see him in the stands from our side. Yeah, his coach is very, very happy, as he should be. Geez, the records continue to tumble here in Quebec. Day 3 of the finals, as we head over to the next event. And we've got the women's 15-meter freestyle, S14 and S15. Theo?
That's correct. This is going to be another good one to watch. We had a world record in this event earlier on. It's a Down syndrome record. She broke her own Down record this morning. And just a phenomenal little swimmer, and she's also just getting better and better. With great confidence, she's just getting up and racing.
And that is in lane 5. Minka Janssen van Rensburg is the one to watch out for. A world record set earlier today. And yeah, she'll be looking to repeat the feat this time around, going up against Kate Alwood, who's competing in S15, and Michaela Kretzen, who's in S14. 50-meter freestyle about to take to the water. Women's S14 and S15. And away they go. Out in front is Michaela Kretzen. And once again, to repeat, they are competing in different categories. Michaela is in S4.
S14.
S14.
And S15.
Okay, and Kate Elwood, S15. Watch out for Minka Janssen van Rensburg over in lane 5. Meanwhile, Kretzen looking very, very strong as she makes her way to the wall, and she will finish
She's
up.
going to be close.
And how did it go?
I'm looking now. She's got another world record.
Another world record for Minka Janssen van Rensburg. That is sensational.
That is amazing.
Minka Janssen van Rensburg coming home in a time of 34.56. Yes.
This morning's time of 35.85 was already the first time she's ever gone under 35, and she smashed it. So, wow, amazing.
Yeah. The original record was 34.96, which she posted originally today, 34.85. And now she's just gone on 34.56. Minka Janssen van Rensburg take a bow, a world record. Jeez, we're watching history being made over and over yet, yeah?
Absolutely. This is what excitement is. I just wish we had fans to just celebrate with us. I mean, we're jumping up and down. We would have been jumping up and down with the fans, but I'm sure at home, everybody is celebrating with us.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I wish you could see Theo right now. He is out of breath. He actually gets upset when I start talking to him. He just wants to capture the moments. This is amazing to see.
It's amazing. Like I said, we need a breath after this, and there's another race to come with Kat that also unofficially got a world record until she gets her international classification. She's getting back in the pool right now. And then Cornell in lane number 6 broke her own SA record this morning. So another 2 potential good swims coming up. But obviously everybody's shooting for their own personal best. So that is what it's all about in the final.
Gee, so there we go. Kat Swanepoel about to get into the water. For those that watched this morning, she did join us. It was great to chat to her. And someone who only took to the sport about a year ago, as Theo spoke about it yesterday, as did Kat this morning. And yet, despite being fairly new to the sport, she's been swimming like a veteran and a superstar. She breaks record after record after record. But here we go for the next event. It is the women's 50-meter free S1 and S13. Van Zyl, Marais, Swanepoel, and Leach.
She'll have to get her legs nice and high on this push-off because she needs a good push-off from that wall to gain as much momentum as possible.
And away they go. 4 different categories in contention here. So as you heard Theo said, it's really up against their PBs and personal records. Very good swim here from Caitlin Marais. Van Zyl looking good, as is Swanepoel. Leach going along nicely. Leach's PB 31.67.
She set it up this morning. That's her SA record. So
there we go.
Maybe close.
Leach will get there. Oh, what do you have?
Oh, that's close.
31.71.
Just missed out.
Just missing out on her record. As for the other times, 32, 33. But here comes Kat Swanepoel. Kat Swanepoel, some 50.92 was her record. Here she comes home. Oh, what do you have there? 50.68.
That's another world record.
Another world Another record for Kat Swanepoel. She's done it again.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, but again, she would have to have the ratified in terms of the classification for the world record to stand.
Absolutely.
So she'll just keep on having to do it again and again and again.
And she'll just get better at it as she goes. Like she's been showing, every single time she gets up, she swims another world record. But yeah, look, she needs to go overseas to get an international license. But in South Africa, that record will stand as a S2 South African record.
50.68. Kat Swanepoel doing it again. Record after record after record. And I don't think she'll mind having to do it all again. Of course she won't. And she's certainly capable of doing exactly that. That was incredible. What an amazing human being. Like speaking to her today, she wasn't fazed at all about the records. And it was interesting because she had just swum this morning. And before I brought her up here, and I said, you know, good luck for the rest. And she was very, very humble about it. She goes, yeah, I really, really hope I can perform. And after chatting to you, I was pretty much confident that she would do exactly that. And she went and did it.
Absolutely. I had lunch with her this afternoon. And, you know, like you said, incredible human being. She's just so confident, so relaxed, so humble, down to earth. And when I told her what can we expect, she's like, I'm going to do my best. And she just done it and got another record for it. So all credit to her and her coach.
Yeah, man. Well done to the swimmers. That was absolutely tremendous. I think I've lost count of how many records we've actually seen tonight. Yeah, they continue to do their best to dominate, to compete, to impress. And there she is, Kat Swanepoel. We've spoken about the tattoo on her back, that Phoenix. And certainly a beautiful representation of her performances as the Phoenix continues to rise. We head over to the next event. 3 more events to take place. It's the women's 200 backstroke, the B final. This record, from a South African point of view, held by Melissa Korf, set back in 2008, 2:10.03. And the African record held by Kirsty Coventry, set in 2009, 2:04.81. The Tokyo Olympic qualifying time, 2:10.39. Speaking of Zimbabwe, we've got a Zimbabwean competing in this, the first B final, Donata Katai. And she'll go up against Gina Miller, Kristen Strazica, Kirsten Engelbrecht, Tori Volk, and Batandwe Gianchi. Some fast times set this morning. I was very impressed with this event, well, as I was with all of them.
Yeah, look, I think as the day went on, the guys is just getting better and better. So it's just good to see, and it just keeps us entertained.
I always love how apparatus and technology evolves. I don't know if you'd know the answer to this, but these backstroke steps that have been set in the water, when did they first come into play?
That was a couple of years ago that it was tested at World Champs and obviously got approved by FINA. It's called the backstroke ledge. With that, you have to touch one part of your toe has to still touch the touch pads. So that is very important to understand the rule. You're not just allowed to put your feet and not touching the touchpad, but it's definitely given the backstrokers a phenomenal chance, equal chance not to slip and have an equal start at the beginning of the race.
And prior to that, there was nothing, just the handles.
Just the handles and the pads.
And away they go. It is the B final of the women's backstroke. 4 events to go. The 4th final one here. Strazica out first of the blocks. Engelbrecht following closely behind, as is Miller. Watch out for Katai from Zimbabwe over in lane 2.
I think just to come back to those ledges, it just makes the more even playing field for everybody, because we did have a lot of guys slipping. You don't want to go to Olympics and have a slip and lose out on a race. So I think it's a very good addition to swimming that it's evolved, just like the kickbacks on the blocks that we've got, just to give everybody an equal chance to have the best start possible and even out the playing field for good racing.
And do the sips provide really, really good grip?
It does indeed, and with that also you can actually get proper height, and that is why backstroke has improved so much in the last couple of years.
Oh, wow. Okay, geez, you learn something every day. It's been really educational chatting to Theo, as is always the case. It's like the learning channel when you're talking to him. So continued great effort here. Over in lane 3, going along nice and strong, is Gina Miller. Strazica now coming into her own, closely followed by Engelbrecht.
This is a nice tough race on the legs, especially on this third 50, just like the breaststroke and the butterfly, but backstroke do tend to burn a little bit more on that third 50.
Oh, well, here we go. The burn is certainly going to come into play as they make their way towards the final turn. And it is Strazica just ahead of Miller. Jeez, and I tell you, just. This is going to be a tight one.
This is going to be tight. Oh, but she had a really good turn there, so it's going to come down to the touch again.
So Strazica ahead of Miller. And as I say that, it's Engelbrecht also starting to make her presence felt. But Miller not out of it just yet. She continues to compete against Strazica. And as I say that, Miller looking to come back. Jeez, Miller is pulling away now. Is Miller slightly in front? I think she is. Her head just ahead. Wow, this is going to be tight. One. Miller. Who's it going to be? Miller or Strazica? Oh, I think Miller got there. It was not. Strazica, 2:24.98 ahead of Miller, 2:25.07. Wow. Yes.
Very exciting.
That was incredible.
Wow.
Jeez, what a race we had in our hands there. The women's 200 back B final. Kristen Strazica coming away with the win. Very, very tightly fought between her and Gina Miller. Yeah.
Just shows you never give up before the race is done.
Yeah, jeez, it's not often where you have that so close to the end where someone overtakes and then gets overtaken.
That's it. Well, only here.
Yeah. Jeez, that was great. Okay, that was the fourth last race of the evening as we head over to the A final of the women's 200 backstroke. Thanks everyone for watching. Continued support, plenty of comments. I see many saying, wow, Minka, mooi so, my lieve doktertjie, so trots op jou. Jeez, that's actually Minka's mom.
Amazing.
Great to hear from her. Jeez. Congratulations, Alette Jansen van Rensburg. You can be very, very proud of Minka's performance. That was sensational. A world record in her category. That is truly amazing. Great to see. And that's what this event is all about. It's not just about the competitors in the water. It's about their coaches. It's about their families. It's about their friends. All the role players that enable them to be here to not only compete but to perform and yeah, make world records.
Absolutely. I think in South Africa we do show that it's a family effort. Without family, we don't have the support, and that's what it comes down to. And to break world records, there's many sacrifices that a family has to go through to get to that level. And we can only do that in South Africa and own it.
It's interesting what you say about how big a family-orientated sport swimming is, because having a look at the hotel, there's been a lot of swimming moms and dads, and it's not just about them celebrating their children's successes, but it's about them playing a role in helping from an administration and organizational point of view. In fact, one of the mothers picked me up from the airport a couple of days ago, and I landed, and she played the role of shuttle service. And she said she put her hand up early in the day, and she said, you know, can I help in any way? And they said, well, actually, we need some people to be picked up. And she said, no, I'll do it. And it's amazing to see how much they contribute to making this event a success.
Absolutely, and every single person that's sitting here doing timekeeping, and all the officials around here is normally parents or volunteers. Well, every single one of our volunteers, but most of these are also parents of the swimmers that is participating here. So without them, we can't run an event like this.
Yeah, geez. So thanks very much to everyone for playing their part and making the SA Swimming Champs such a tremendous success. But there's so much more action to come, and that is by far and away the best part as we move our way towards the A final of the women's 200-meter backstroke. Emma Kuhn, Kiara Node, Zoe Phillips, Samantha Randall, Hannah Pierce, Bernalee Doster, Taylor Jonker, and Grace Hudson.
I've got a feeling we might have another close one.
Yeah, this is going to be a goodie. Samantha Randall and Hannah Pierce, little to choose between their seeding times. Are those the two that you're going to be watching out for?
Yeah, I think those two, and maybe Zoe Phillips, and just on the outside in lane 6, Doster.
Okay.
Could be good.
Yeah, Bernalee Doster put on a very, very good show today, the 16-year-old swimming out of Gauteng. Here we go. And they are away, as you heard, making great use of those steps. A tremendous innovation for backstroke, as I just learned a short while ago, and I'm sure many did too. And away they go. Samantha Randall, Hannah Pierce, Zoe Phillips looking strong so far. A reminder of the Tokyo record, 2:10.39. I don't think that will be threatened, unfortunately, in this race, but in terms of PBs, that certainly will be a possibility. First at the turn, Kiara Nodes swimming out of lane 2, closely followed by Zoe Phillips. Samantha Randall living up to her potential, but still very much early days. And they continue to fly in this the backstroke. But in lane 4, Samantha Randall has taken the lead just ahead of Hannah Pierce. Samantha Randall pulls away, and now it's Hannah Pierce and Samantha Randall going great guns between the two of them. We spoke about how close the prelim times were. 2:18.18 plays 2:18.59. This is going to be a shootout between those two. Impressive stuff so far.
Yeah, they're still looking nice and relaxed over there. So I think it's going to come down to this turn underwater. Who wants it the most? And yeah, but I think Randall's just pulling away a little bit there and going into that turn.
Yeah, she is. Randall edging ahead. And how's this turn going to work? Very good turn from Randall. Very good turn, in fact, from Pierce. She closed the gap significantly. Look at that from Pierce. Also speeding up a lot. Check out the arm movements a lot quicker than Samantha Randall.
And she's actually got the kick going there where Randall hasn't got any legs left. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, so we're in for another time finish. We just saw a beautiful race take place in the men's competition. But now, as we say that, Samantha Randall starts to pull away again. Gee, so she's found her kick once again. Samantha Randall ahead of Hannah Pierce, and Hannah Pierce making a comeback once again. Samantha Randall in front. Samantha Randall will get there just ahead of Hannah Pierce. And over in lane 3, it is Zoe Phillips that rounds off the top 3. Wow.
Another close one.
Yeah, geez. Nothing but close ones tonight. Nothing but entertainment. No world records this time, but some great racing nonetheless. Congratulations, Samantha Randall, on a tremendous victory. And well done to Hannah Pierce for making it so exciting towards the end there. Yo, geez, another great one. And that wraps up the women's competitors for the night. We're just waiting for the final of the men's to take place because we do have the men's backstroke 200 in the first B final. Only 3 competitors taking to the water, Bournemouth, De Preer and Potgieter. But I tell you what, I'm really looking forward to that A final as Pieter Kutsia goes up against Martin Binnedal.
That's going to be a good one. I think Pierre Kutsia has been a little bit faster. I know that Martin Binnedal has also been faster, so it's going to be a fantastic swim. I was overseas with Martin in Gold Coast Commonwealth Games. We had a phenomenal swim, and at the end of the day, he's looking in great shape. So I think those two guys are really going to give each other like some props on the turns, and whoever wants it the most towards the end is going to finish first.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for that race, as everyone should be. It's, yeah, I'm excited for every single event. It really has been amazing to watch. And yeah, congratulations to all the competitors for making it so good. I'm getting a bit disappointed that we're only 2 races from the finish.
Correct, but luckily we've got another 3 days after this to be looking forward to. So some more exciting races to come.
You said that you had lunch today with Kat. I mean, I think I did touch on it a little earlier yesterday about how you do to make up time. I mean, there's a lot of training involved in between sessions. But I mean, today we had another long session in between. I had a nap. You had lunch with Kat. Outside of that, a bit of training today?
No, the guys did all the training this morning, and obviously they came in this evening to have another training session, but most of the coaches went for a nice long stroll just to get out. The guys did individual walks just to keep social distancing, but you know, the thing is some of the guys just stay inside, get some work up to date. And but like it's nice to just get out and just get some fresh air every now and again, but making sure that we stick to our protocol.
Geez, I actually forgot today's Friday. It's weird being in a bio bubble because of course we can't really go out apart from the nice long walks that we get to enjoy. And it's funny, what time did you guys get here for training today? Because when I left the hotel at around 4ish, I've never seen it so quiet in my life.
Yeah, we were already gone by then. We got here just before 4, and then obviously the guys started stretching, and by the time that the technical guys started coming in, we got in and started our warm-up. So yeah, it's a 2-hour warm-up process that we follow.
Okay, so let's hear from the winner that we just had downstairs. We had Samantha Randall doing so well in the women's 200 backstroke. So now let's hear from her following that tremendous win.
You don't need to lean down. To get us into trouble. That's it. Perfect. Wait. Go for it.
A great swim there from Samantha Randall, going 2:17 low. We saw you in the 800 earlier on. How did you feel about that 200 back?
It was a nice 200 back, not the time I was hoping for, but it wasn't too bad, yeah, overall.
So that should give you some confidence coming first and moving on to your next races. What do you have lined up coming up next?
tomorrow I have the 100 back and the 400 IM, so hopefully that goes nice, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well done and good luck for the rest of the gala.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, David Glover. Congratulations, Samantha Randall, capturing the victory. As we move over to the next event, it's the final event, 2 finals taking place. And first up, it's the men's B final. Ethan Dupree taken to the water, of course, so he's been one of the stars of the event so far.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that he put up such an amazing swim last night in that 200 fly.
Oh, we just heard that Emma Kuhn, I think, was disqualified.
That's correct.
From the
It could have
previous
been for going past the 15 meters or on one of the turns. So,
what was that, going past the 50 meters?
Past the 15 meters on the start, and that could be a possibility, or one of the turns where she's gliding in too long on her stomach.
Okay. So 2 competitors now in the B final of the men's 200 backstroke. We've got Ethan Dupree. We saw his battle with Chandler Clough last night in the fly. And we've got Vickers Potgieter. Vickers Potgieter getting off to a good start. Ethan Dupree, 17 years old. He's the senior of the swimmers out in the pool. Vickers Potgieter, 16 years of age. Not often that Ethan is the oldest man in a swimming race, but that is indeed the case. Just behind Vickers Potgieter at the moment.
I think they might have pulled Ethan out of that race to put him into the A final, but we just need to see and have confirmation.
Apologies, yes, it is Aidan Bournemouth that's actually racing now. Sorry, Ethan, so that we won't be seeing you, but it is Aidan Bournemouth up against Vickers Potgieter, both 16 years of age. Well spotted there, Theo. And it's Potgieter over in lane 5, leading the way at the halfway stage. And Bournemouth just behind him.
He's looking nice and strong there.
Yeah, very powerful performance so far from Vickers Potgieter.
We've got such great young talent coming through in all the strokes. It's so nice to see.
Swimming out of the Western Cape, Cape Town based, is Vickers Potgieter. And Boardman just behind him. Potgieter reaching the turn in a time of 1:36.15, the SA record in this event. 1:55.75 set by George Durant in 2009. The Tokyo qualifying time of 1:57.50. Vickers Potgieter ahead of Aidan Bournemouth, going along very, very nicely.
A good possibility for him to better his time from this morning, which he did at 2:13. I think he's going to get that. Probably going about 2:11, maybe even 2:12.
Yeah, let's see his time. 2:12.53, and that's much improved on his 2:13 from earlier today. 2:13.41, and Bournemouth coming home in 2:20.15. He himself bettered his time by quite some margin, actually. 2:21.21 is what he swam this morning. So congrats to those two swimmers. An improved performance following the heats this morning. That wraps up the penultimate event of the night here at the SA Swimming Champs, the Olympic and Paralympic qualifiers. The confirmation of those results. Vickers Potgieter finishing ahead of his Western Province teammate, Aidan Bournemouth. The final event of the night, an eagerly awaited one too, as we wait for the guys to come out to the deck. Also a wide range of ages. Theo, looking at this lineup, we've got the young Peter Coetzee, 16 years of age, and moving on to the oldest is probably his toughest challenger, Martin Binnedal, 25.
Correct. It's so nice to see that these guys are getting young and challenging the older chaps, and you know what, that's what it's all about in sporting. It's the young guys learning fast, and catching up to the more experienced and using them for guidance, you know. So I think that is very, very good.
And you see plenty of COVID-19 restrictions in place. The swimmers being up close and personal with their masks for as long as possible until they enter the water. They are very, very strict on the side, and rightly so.
I think that was Andrew Ross.
Yeah. So there's guys wishing each other well before they try and defeat each other in the pool. And here they come to poolside for this, the final race of the evening. It's been a great night of racing. Fast and furious it has been. Plenty of records broken. So the final event of the night. Unfortunately, you missed that. Who was that? Was that
Andrew Ross?
Andrew Ross doing a massive swan dive into the water for readying himself for this race, the final race of the night. And they're away. Watch out for Peter Coetzee in lane 4, going up against Martin Binnedal in lane 5. But not to discount the likes of Dylan Wright, Ruan Russ, Liam Verby, Ian Fenter, Guy Brooks, and Andrew Ross. Away they go. This is going to be a cracker of a race, and a great way to wrap up the evening's proceedings. Peter Coetzee getting off to a good start, but Martin Binnedal keeping him honest. Peter Coetzee first to the touch. Just there, very good turn from him. 27.29. Binnedal 28.25 in second position. Liam Verby looking good over in lane 1.
And as you can see, Martin had a phenomenal turn after that 50, so he came up right there next to Peter.
So Martin Binnedal up against Peter Coetzee. That looks to be the battle for now, but Peter Coetzee out in front. Martin Binnedal gaining on him somewhat. Very, very quickly. Peter Coetzee turning as that Binnedal, and they continue to fight hard as they enter the second half of the race. Coetzee versus Binnedal. Who's it going to be? You can hear the celebrations all round. Teammates cheering them on. This is going to be tight. Tremendous, tremendous race.
It's going to be a tough one. They're already behind schedule for the qualifying time. They're really going to have to pull it out on this last 100 or the last 50 to actually get their times.
That qualifying time once again, 157.50. And they had the final turn, Peter Coetzee versus Binnedal. Binnedal gaining in on Coetzee, and in fact he is overtaken him. Only just. Wow, look at Binnedal go. This is tremendous stuff from Binnedal. Coetzee fighting hard though. Coetzee is now in front. Coetzee taking reins. Coetzee with Binnedal. Binnedal trying his best to close the gap. He won't be able to, I fear, for him, because Peter Coetzee takes the victory ahead of Binnedal. Peter Coetzee doing it in a time of 158.33, and that's faster than his time earlier today, but the Tokyo time eluding him. 157.50 was the Olympic qualifying time. That being said, a great time nonetheless, Theo.
Definitely. I mean, great effort from both of those guys. Went out a little bit too slow. I think they needed to go out in a 57 to get down to that time, but nonetheless, it gave us a spectacular race at the end there.
Peter Coetzee, the name to watch, 16 years of age, 158.33 his time to wrap things up here. There is confirmation of the results in the men's 200 backstroke, the A final. And that is the final event of the night, Theo, which wraps up another great day of swimming, and by far and away the most impressive in terms of records.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you, and I think there's going to be a few more coming, and I'm looking forward to some more great racing.
Yeah, man, it really, really has been some tremendous racing, and the great part is as well, now we head into the weekend. I spoke about how I actually forgot today is Friday, because you do kind of lose all touch with reality when you're just going between a hotel and a swimming pool and watching some great swimming. But this weekend offering some more action-packed events.
Absolutely. I think the next 3 days are going to be crackers. We also might have some South African relays that's going to be taking part to try and qualify. So that will be very exciting as well. We just need to wait for Swimming South Africa to give the nod on which relays that might be. But I think they are waiting for all the race, all the hundreds to be finished. So by Sunday, when the 100 breaststroke is done, we'll know whether we're going to swim relays on the last day.
Oh, man, well, we can't wait, and we'll definitely let you know. Thanks very much for joining us, everyone. It's been an honor and a privilege to bring this to you. Once again, another thank you to our sponsors who have made this all possible. Of course, Swimming South Africa. We've got Rand Water, the Department of Sports and Recreation, Arena, SASCOC, and the National Lotteries Commission. It is lotto funded, so it really has been great to have you all on board. And a big thank you to the city of Quebec, part of the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality, for putting on another show. We had a little bit of a hiccup earlier in that we had a power failure, but it lasted for what, all of 10 seconds or something?
It was very short, luckily.
It was really short. We're just waiting to hear from downstairs as before we do say our goodbyes, because of course we have another man to hear from, and that is Peter Coetzee, who captured the win in the final event of the night, the men's 200-meter backstroke. Wow, geez, what was the highlights of the evening for you?
Every single race. Look, I think the two, you can't take anything away from the 2 world records that was broken today and all the South African records, but from the able-bodied guys, just phenomenal racing right down to the death. Just showing South Africa that you can't give up on any race. You're always in there for a shot. So, but I think you can't take away from those world records. I think it was well swum.
Yeah, it really, really was. And yeah, we got so many cool comments coming through on the various platforms that we are broadcasting on, including Facebook. And I mentioned earlier Minka's mom making a comment as well. So proud of her daughter, as she should be. A world record. Another world record, because she broke it this morning, and she did so again this time around. And yeah, Theo, a big thank you to you. I mean, you just add so much in terms of knowledge and your experience, and also the background stories. I think it's great to have that personal feel and the personal touch, to know a little bit more about the swimmers, and not just about what they're doing in the water.
Thanks, Eric. I really appreciate you inviting me again. So thank you very much.
No, geez, anytime. And like I said, it's open mic here. You don't need to ask. You just need to show up. In fact, I'm telling you, please come back tomorrow. Like I said, it wasn't just me. Plenty of viewers said we want Theo back. And no disrespect to Graham Hill, though. He was great to have as well, as are all the respective coaches and the administrators here in Nelson Mandela Bay. In the city of Quebec, here at Newton Park Swimming Pool. Hoping to see Peter Coetzee shortly, and I think he's just getting out of the water. Is that him moving over there, if I'm not mistaken?
Could be.
Okay, so hopefully we'll hear from him before we do wrap up. Have a PA informing all the swimmers, please, to make their way over to the buses. Logistics have been tremendous. I've been so impressed by how things have just run like clockwork.
Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine by now. Day 4 that we've been here now, so we expect that everything is just getting better and better, and it has. And I think every day they know exactly what the schedules are. The swimmers are sticking to everything, and we're getting back and forth very easy and comfortably.
And it really has been great. We go back to a really cool hotel. Thank you so much to City and Town Lodge for hosting us. And when I say us, I literally mean every one of us. And yeah, it really has been great to see. So thank you to City and Town Lodge for hosting every single person, everyone under one roof. So Peter Coetzee, unfortunately, is still enjoying his cool down. So what we'll do is we'll pre-record his interview and play it out tomorrow. Tomorrow we do get swimming underway once again at 9:30. Theo, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you to the viewers for joining us once again. Congratulations to all concerned. There's been records aplenty, there's been personal milestones aplenty, and there's been action aplenty. And I can promise you there'll be a whole lot of that and more in the days to come. See you tomorrow. Thanks again for joining us here in Quebec. Cheers.
Cheers.